What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another sports card collecting and investing video, and today we're talking all about Bol Bol. He had an unbelievable performance his last game. It was just a scrimmage, but today's topic is pretty much on Bol Bol, on whether you should sell right now or if you should hold. So I'm going to give you both perspectives. I actually picked some of him up. If you guys have been watching my last two videos on my mail day Monday, I actually picked up this silver prism last week for about $22 or so, and these have just shot up since then. And I think it was a great buy. I could have done the quick flip, and I can still do a great quick flip. I have some of him in my inventory as well, some that I've looked through to get graded. For example, I bought this Optic Hollow early July for about $13. And I also bought this silver prism earlier in July for about $18. So those are the ones that I was going to send in to get graded. I actually had these ready to be graded. And then I had two base here that were ready to get graded. And then I have just an example here, just this stack of just pure Bol Bols that I haven't even gone through to see if they're, you know, grade ready. But without further ado, I'm here to talk all about Bol Bol. The hype got super real immediately after that game. So big return on investment if you had him. And then, you know, it's a big gain for if you're holding him. I have some, I mean, I have a pretty good pile. I'm probably going to sell some. However, I was buying Bol Bol in May, you know, April, the last 3 months. I was buying Bol Bol because he was super undervalued. Like I said in my last video, I had a feeling he was going to explode with the bubble. I didn't think it'd be over the scrimmage. I thought it'd be, you know, a couple games in the scrimmage, but he performed really well. You know, he had 16 points, he had 6 blocks, 10 rebounds, and the Denver Nuggets were a plus-minus 18 with him on the floor. So they were outscoring their opponents by 18 with him on the floor. So I'm going to get into the video, guys. Before I do get into the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as well as turning on those post notifications so that you do get notified anytime you see my content. So let's go ahead and get started, guys, without further ado. All right, guys. So I'm going to start with the hold perspective first, and why you should hold Bol Bol. For example, I was talking about him in the last video, how he was a potential, I used him as a wild card, but I said he was a potential, you know, player that would blow up throughout the bubble. I mean, Bol Bol is 7'2", 7'9" wingspan, can handle the ball, can shoot, he has a solid defense, you know, for his size. And, you know, I was looking at some of his statistics too. He played a little bit with the Windy City Bulls G League team. He only played 8 games. In those 8 games, I mean, he only played 19 minutes a game, averaged 12 points a game, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, 59% from the field, and 36% from deep. So, I mean, I see a lot of, I think this is one of those low risk, high rewards. You know, he was super cheap. If you ended up getting him for super cheap, you know, the risk and the reward is there. As well as, I think if you want to hold for until after the scrimmages, I personally don't know yet if he will play. I don't think he'll play in the bubble personally. I think this card, you know, I think his cards have another surge in him. They play the Pelicans and then they play the Magic. So he's going to play against Jackson Hayes. He's going to be guarded by Jackson Hayes, Derek Favors if he plays. And as well as he'll be playing against Nikola Vucevic, Aaron Gordon. You know, he'll be guarded by decent players. A lot of the scrutiny that came after, you know, the market went crazy for him was that, hey, you know, he just did this against the Wizards. You know, they really didn't have anybody out there. It's really it's like the G League Wizards, because Rui Hachimura is a solo act right now. So I think that Bol Bol's cards have one more, maybe 2 more surges after the scrimmages. And if he plays in the bubble, great. I'd like to see him play. I think he looked really well out there. You know, he looked like he had just been doing this, you know, pretty much doing the same thing he was doing last year in college. And he didn't, you know, he was just knocking a little rust off. He was 6 of 14 from the field, which, I mean, you got to have a lot of confidence to shoot 14 times in your NBA debut. So, I mean, he played about 32 minutes or so, I think it was. But, you know, I'm very high on him. I got him for super cheap, so I'd like to make my quick flips with him. However, though, I bought him early on because I knew that there was that low risk, high reward. So that's just my perspective on if you are wanting to hold him. You know, hold him because, like I said, I do see one more surge coming with him. So, without further ado now, we're going to go to the sell perspective. I'm going to show you guys pretty much what happened immediately during the game and after the game. So, the game started at 3:30. For example, his Silver Prism at 324 ended up selling for a best offer accepted of 75. So, it was probably a little lower than 75. But on my last video, when I was talking about his Silver Prisms, how cheap they were, I was getting them at 20 per, and then early on I was getting them at 8 to 15 per. His Silver Prism before the game, you know, on my last video, it was about 40 to 60 bucks, I think it was. So we're gonna look at some sold listings here. This was during the game. His base Prism, by the way, I'm gonna just show you as an example. Base Prism, I'm on page 16, by the way. I'm going to go to July 19th. You could have gotten a Bol Bol base Prism. This ended at auction for $325. You could have got it for $6, $4. You could have got a red, white, and blue for $8.99. Now, let's go to page 16. This is throughout the game, pretty much. So, this is 4:25. This is an hour in. You can see the first thing here. Now check this out, guys. This is when it went crazy. Immediately after the game, if you go to page 15, a base card sold for 40. A lot of 4 sold for 140. However, though, I believe there's a Silver Prism in here. Actually, it looks like, yeah, those look like just base. But look at this. A 2-card lot of his base Prism sold for 63. A 4-card lot, you know, 3 base Prisms, 1 optic, 85. This was literally, so this was 1606. So that time would be 706. The game ended around 6 or so. So, you know, literally an hour after, Bol Bol was going nuts. Look at this. His base card, 60 bucks, 30 bucks, 35. Comps were all over the place on this card. I was seeing, literally around that time, 7 o'clock or so, I was seeing people put up starting bids at $100. Obviously, they didn't sell for that much. However, I did see somebody in a Facebook group post a sold listing that they had sold his base Prism for $75. Literally, within the span of one scrimmage game, he ended up becoming the 3rd most sought for base Prism of this draft class after Zion and Ja Morant. So now let's look here, page 14. This is about an hour, 2 hours in. His Silver Prism went for 125. Let me see. Base, as you can see, 40, 30. It was just going crazy. A red numbered of 299 sold for $400. Let me see. Look, another silver, 110. I'm going to show you guys the silver, how crazy it went. Prism silver. Just so you guys check this out. Let's go to July 22nd again. I'm probably going to go to page 5. Look, I'm on page 5, guys. It's still just yesterday. So Bol Bol, Silver Prisms, Optic Hollows, they've been sought out ever since then. But look, 119. And this is at 1:36 a.m. Actually, that's the day before, it looks like, probably. Yeah. 116. You're looking here. His cards, guys, 109. His Silver Prism, a PSA 9 sold for $212. Pretty much, if the reason to sell now is if you got these cards for super cheap, super on the low, if you pulled them, you've already won. you've already 10x'd your investment. If you pulled this out of retail, you pretty much just made a quick $100 if you have the Silver Prism. If you bought a bunch of base, or if you pulled a bunch of base, go ahead and unload it. The only thing is, you know, I think with the long-term hold perspective that I have is that Bol Bol was a touted, he was touted as a top 10 pick before the NBA draft had he not gotten injured. So there is that long-term hold potential that maybe he does turn into this freak of nature that can score at 7'2", that can defend at 7'2", that can rebound like that can handle the ball the way he does. You know, sure, this is just a scrimmage, but, you know, what a way to start out and show the world that, hey, I can play. You know, even though it was a scrimmage, he's still playing against NBA level talent, excuse me. But, you know, I'm super excited. Let me know what you guys think. Is it the time for you to hold? I mean, is it the time for you to buy? Is it the time for you to sell? I want to know what you guys did. How many did you guys have? Were you guys in on the Bol Bol train immediately or early on? You know, just let me know in the comment section what you guys think. That's pretty much all I have for today, guys. I'm super excited about the NBA bubble. The scrimmages, you know, the superstars are even playing 1 to 2 quarters. You know, we get to see them, and they don't look that rusty, you know. They've only been in training camp for, what, 2-3 weeks, and, you know, they look really in shape. They look well-rested based on the few games we've seen so far. But I'm super excited. You know, the NBA regular season, the remainder of the regular season kicks off in less than a week. So that is when we'll see some big surges on some rookies, on some superstars. So I'm very excited about that, guys. Once again, I really appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been showing this channel. We're almost at 100 subscribers, so if you can, please, if you have not, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let me know again in the comment section down below what you guys think. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I hope you all end up enjoying, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.